Welcome back, guys. This is the Jedi Council, Young Jedi CCG YouTube channel. Please give us a like, give us a subscribe, and let us know if you're enjoying the videos. So today we're going to do a sealed deck video where we build sealed decks out of these two starters, and then the first set of 8 packs that we opened from our previous video when we did an unboxing of the enhanced Qui-Gon Jinn and Darth Maul from the enhanced Menace of Darth Maul product, where we opened up the 2 enhanced packs. So I already went ahead and sorted all of the cards that we opened just to make this process a lot easier. You know, first thing you want to do is separate the card backs out, of course, into light and dark. And I obviously have my front characters flipped there, but separate out your cards between light and dark, so you've got your 2 sides. And then also sort by dot color. So I've already done that for these 2 stacks. But then what I want to show you guys is the starter decks, because this is going to be the base for a sealed game. Is you're going to need 2 starter decks. Why I say you need 2 starter decks is if you look at these are 2 customized 30-card starter decks. And Young Jedi, the one thing that's somewhat crappy about their starter decks is there's no random rares, there's no randomization whatsoever. It's the same exact fixed set every time. So there's not a lot of incentive to get extras of these. But if you do want to play a game, you're going to need 2 decks, because it's a 30-card light deck and a 30-card dark deck. So what you're going to need to do to play an actual game is you get your first one, you get 30 and 30 for each side. And then your second one, you get the same exact 30 and 30. So that is a legal 60-card deck for each side then. You basically just put them together like that, and we have a legal playable deck. So I'm going to go through each of those decks first and show you what we have, so that then when we look at our sealed pool, you know the comparison. So we're going to start off with our light side deck. So for the light side, your red dot is going to be 8 of these Jawas. This is not a bad card. It's pretty bad in limited, though, because it's a 1 power. It's going to lose to everything, and then it has to take 2 damage. The 5 Destiny is nice, though. So we're usually going to look to replace this, but it's not terrible just because the Destiny is good. So you get 8 of those, and then you get... Okay, so I got these 2 decks. I'm going to have to collate them. So they'll be... Each deck's going to have the 4 Jawas, so you have 4, and then each deck will have 1 of these Obi-Wan Kenobis. And again, these are going to be pretty bad, because this is a special starter version that is only a 3 power, costs 6, 1 Destiny, 6 damage. The starter game I think you might only play on Tatooine, but since I'm doing full decks, those are going to be pretty bad. So we'll definitely look to get those out of there. So starting off, our red dot is 8 Jawas and 2 Kenobis. Sorry about the glare there. Then our blue dot is going to be 10 Royal Guard leaders. This is actually a decent card statistically. But we've got full 10 of those. And you know what? I'm just going to stack them there since it's 10 of those. Then for our green dot, shoot through them. For our green dot, we've got 10 Royal Guard veterans. This is the same card except much worse because it's 1 lower Destiny and it's in the green dot, which overwhelmingly is usually a higher Destiny dot. So these are going to be much easier to replace, but we start off with 10 of those. And for our weapon dot is pretty decent, I will say. You're going to start out with 6 blaster rifles, which are actually fantastic. You know, it's a very good weapon. So the split here that you get in a starter deck, you get 3 of each of those in a starter deck, and then you get 2 blasters, which are free, but they go all the way down to a 3 destiny. So the blaster rifle tends to be a lot better of a card. So that when you combine the 2 decks together, you end up with a 6-4 split, 6 blaster rifles, 4 blasters. So you're kind of seeing the layout here, hopefully. Next, yellow dot, pretty bad. We're going to end up with 10 copies of Security Volunteers, which is quite frankly a pretty crappy battle card. It only works with these 2 guys, and it adds 2 power. So that is our battle card. And then our location. Again, there's not going to really be transporting in this since we're not playing unique characters, so the starships are going to be really bad. And you're going to have 3 pod race arenas, and then 1 and 1 of the capital city and the Theed Palace. And then you double it, of course, for the 2 decks. So you're actually going to end up with 6 pod race arenas, and then 2 each of capital city and Theed Palace. And, you know, as bad as that is, we're probably not looking to replace those with starships. You can if you want, but the nice rule with these is you can discard these out of your hand versus a starship does get stuck in your hand until you do a full hand discard. So maybe you could see getting, you know, these Theed Palaces out and replacing them with like a Starfighter or something, but that'd be the only thing I could see doing. So there is the starting deck. Now let me just review our pool with you guys. So let's put Qui-Gon on the bottom here and just go dot by dot. So the red dot cards that we got from our sealed pool for the light side is the Ithorian Merchant. 3 copies of that, and I guess that's all we got. 3 Ithorian Merchants. So usually your red dot's going to be your rare main characters. It just so happens that the Ithorian Merchant is also in that dot. So we are definitely going to, what we're going to do is we're going to take out 2 Kenobis and 1 Jawa, and then we're going to replace them with these 3 Ithorian Merchants. That's going to definitely be the play there. So we'll end up with 7 Jawas, 3 Ithorian Merchants. Then for our blue dot, let's see what we got. We got Anakin Skywalker. I would say is better than Royal Guard. Boss Nass, I would say, is not, just because it's, you know, 3 deploy, 1 destiny. That's pretty bad. So I'm not going to look to play that. Panaka is little more borderline, but still pretty much statistically the same card as a Boss Nass. 1 higher destiny, but other than that, kind of bad. So I'm not sure. He's probably borderline too. Rick Olay is the same card as Panaka, except actually costs 1 less bar. So I am going to look to play a Rick Olay for sure. Panaka, maybe. This is the exact same card we already have there, so no need to play that. And then again, these guys seem pretty medium to me. You can get 4 destiny, 3 deploy, 2 damage. Maybe these guys too. I'd put those in a maybe. And then Rep Ben is a definite no. So I'd say Rep Bens are a no, Boss Nasses are a no, and then these 3 guys are a maybe, depending on what we get here. So there's our blue dot. Let's just go ahead for now and replace 2 Royal Guards for Rick Olay and Anakin Skywalker. And we might revisit that too with these, especially with these Naboo officers. Then our green dot, we got our Royal Guards there. What did we get? We got Gungans, which are pretty much the equivalent of a Royal Guard. So I'm probably not going to substitute Gungans or Jawas. It's not worth the time. Masameta, again, he costs 3. I just don't like that. He's okay statistically, but I really don't like paying 3 for him. But maybe we do that. Again, another Naboo security. Amidala, we definitely look to play that. And probably can go up to 2 and not have that run into a lot of issues. You don't want to do multiples of unique characters, though, for the most part. we can get by with 2. Those are 6 Destiny. That's why it's a rare. 6 Destiny is just very good. So I am gonna play both of those. And I would play her Handmaiden too, because again, that's just the same card as that with 1 higher Destiny. And that's our last green dot. So definitely be looked to play those 3 and exchange out 3 of these guys. And again, Massa Meta is going to go into a maybe. But I think I am going to include those. So then moving on to our weapon dot. We pulled another blaster rifle, and a blaster rifle always beats a blaster, so that's going to be in. Panaka's blaster, I would say, also beats a blaster just because it's a 4. Oh, and we have Panaka. I'm gonna blind run 1 Panaka and 1 blaster, and if they match up, that's just the game for you there. Any Naboo officer, any other character, probably don't have enough Naboo officers to make that worthwhile. Any Jawa, again, probably not worth it to try to pump our Jawas really highly. So I think what I'm looking to do here is add a blaster rifle and a Panaka's blaster, and we'll take out 2 regular blasters. And then these other ones I'm not, you know what, I would put a Jawa ion blaster in over a regular blaster, because that can actually, no, Jawas are still so bad. No, I'm not going to do that. Just keep the blasters in. These are just too expensive. We're not going to play any of that. So just those 2 substitutes, blaster rifle and Panaka's blaster. So that is our keeps. Here is our new cards we added. So you can see, guys, it's a bit of a slower process in terms of adjusting these decks. Let's look at our battle cards now. Are you an angel? Chakurni to Pat Slimo. Well, we got our 6 pod race arenas, so I think I'll play that. Use with Amidala, 2 situational. Fight together is obviously way too situational. Use with Obi-Wan. Again, all these things are just way too situational. And there's more of our security volunteers. Here's the huge boon that we got, though. We're definitely going to be looking to play all 3 of these, and this is huge. 3 times the negotiations were short. So that's what I'm going to add is 3 negotiations and 4 Chakurni Dispat Slimo. Excuse me, one Chakurni Dispat Slimo and 3 negotiations. Those 4 cards, and we're going to look to remove 4 security volunteers. So there's our old, there's our new. And purple dot, I'm not looking to do anything with that. All we got was 3 Republic cruisers. I will look to add a Qui-Gon Jinn in there, though, because I'd say that's our most useless card, is a Theed Palace. I'll throw that out. So I'll throw out 1 Theed Palace, and I will put in a Qui-Gon Jinn. And then in terms of adding other characters, I am going to go ahead at this juncture and add in 2 Naboo officers and Captain Panaka, and excise 3 more of these. So definitely did a little more work on the blue dot there. It's just good to get the little extra power that can really give you the edge in those fights. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So there is our blue dot. We now have half bigger characters and half Royal Guards is what we're doing there. And then I'll go ahead and add Massa Meta to the green dot too and remove a Royal Guard. So that is our light side deck. And looking at the length of this video, I'm going to separate this out now into light side and dark side. But there is our light side deck from our sealed pool. That's kind of the end result of cards on the bottom or what we added. Just out of curiosity, let's see, what did we add here? 8. So we added 19. So we added about a third of the deck changed. So about 2/3 of it is still our standard starter. 1/3 of it is the new cards that we opened. So yeah, I'm going to look to continue to modify these decks as we go, but this is kind of a nice starting point for Light Side here, and hopefully you enjoyed the process of walking through a sealed deck and how you might play that. Stay tuned next time for the Dark Side version. Thanks.